Before this video starts, I just want you to know that it doesn't matter what input you plan or what your opinion is, everyone is allowed to have an opinion. But let's start with why I'm making this video to begin with. So, I made a video a few days ago saying the Destiny 2 PvP experience in 2023. I said in the intro that controller was better than mouse and keyboard, but that was not even the focus of the video. It just seemed to catch everyone's attention. And there's a lot of things that people say. Some people are like, damn, this guy is just dumb. Or it's like, damn, this guy sucks. It's like, okay. So, if you have the awareness that's slightly better than a potato, you will understand where I'm coming from. Now, I'm not gonna hate on the players who doesn't play the game as much as I do, because there's just simply no reason for them to need to know this. But input, yes, does matter in the game, and because the gameplay is very different. One, you have to be a lot more precise with your shots. Now, I know the aim assist cone on mouse and keyboard is bigger than controller, but the difference is if you play on a controller, the stickiness that you have that mouse and keyboard players don't have is basically aimbot. And if you are doubting me, it's because it scales with FPS. And if we go back to the good old 30 FPS days, I wouldn't say anything like this. Controller is just, it's whatever. But now that everyone is running PvP that's on new gen, I'm not including old gen, or a PC around 120, they can't really complain. And if you are playing on PC, you probably have less frames than what a new gen would have, so you can't really complain about frames from PC. Just because you see every single big streamer with 200, 150 frames each, doesn't mean that everyone who plays the game has it. Most people have a worse PC than what I do, and it definitely shows. And I mentioned that there is some streamers who play on the console lobbies because the console lobbies are easier, and it's not because everyone's on controller, it's because there's more players overall there. The main population is not on PC, and for people who play this game a lot, streams this is definitely noticeable. But when you move over to PC, it's literally double, if not 3 times the size of the population. Because on PC, you only get the PC players, right? And then if someone plays with a PC player, they get those console players. But if you're on console, you get both console lobbies, which are more than a PC population. And in reality, it's just a lot more players, so it's going to be a lot more easier. It's true. The more players there are, the easier there is for better players, because you don't have to match into the same team 5 times in a row. Okay, this guy said bro thinks he's smart when he's talking about aim assist when everything he said was wrong. There's actually a really good comment there, which explains why, controller players are easier. He says, roller literally tracks the enemy for you. Yes, nowadays controllers have a lot higher aim assist than they used to. Roller is a lot easier to pick up, which is true. It's a lot easier. Controller is superior in most PvP shooters. It's true again. Look at Apex, for example. That's another great example of how aim assist just makes one input better. Or Halo, before they added aim assist into mouse and keyboard as well. Majority of top players in Destiny 2 not only use controller, but also universally agree that controller is the best input. Yep, ask any of the best players in the game. They will all say controller is better input. Controller is more beneficial for the majority of the weapons in the game. Yeah. Controller hardware has improved at the point where you can generally do anything a mouse and keyboard player can do. Yeah. Destiny 2 is literally built for controller. It's heavily based on D1, which is a console exclusive. Yep, the gameplay around you that you play every day is based off of controllers. The controller player base vastly outnumbers the mouse and keyboard player base, and when you think vastly, you don't even understand. I think a safe number would be between 15 to 20% plays with mouse and keyboard. If you can't accept controllers simply better and easier than a mouse and keyboard, then come at me. Okay, this guy wants to smoke. Okay, this guy is talking back to him. Mouse and keyboard have a higher skill ceiling. It's crazy. Movement is better on mouse and keyboard. There's a few movement inputs that actually matters, but except for that, no. There's probably like Titan skating, which lets you go fast, but it's not practical to do in any situation where you're engaged in a fight. Scroll wheel skating, it's really fast, but it's not practical in any engagement where you're engaged in a fight. I'm trying to think. You can spin easier, I guess. You can turn faster, which doesn't make that much of a difference when you're in a fight. You have your whole arm to aim. It's a very bad argument. It's just like saying, oh yeah, you can put in all the work, but using just your thumb. It literally doesn't fucking matter. If one person can use their arm and gets outperformed by a thumb, I think we see a problem. It's not the arm, it's the thumb. MK players has aim assist, so you aren't trying to make a fine adjustment. Okay, this is what people don't understand. Aim assist and aim stickiness is a term I don't like to just, I generalize it. I just say aim assist, but it's aim assist and aim stickiness. And mouse and keyboard players only has aim assist, which is a bigger, like, circle over their body that allows you to hit them when the circle is over their body. And it's bigger than your crosshairs, so you will hit them more of the time when you're off the target than you would. It's not like Valorant where you have to be pinpoint on their head to be able to headshot them. Controller has aim stickiness, so when, let's say, if mouse and keyboard had this, it would literally be soft aim, or I would literally call it just aimbot. It's literally just aimbot. If you move your mouse over the player, it will slow down and eventually almost stop when you are on their body, and then it would be hard for you to track away from the target depending on how high the stickiness is, and it makes it so easy for you to, like, you know, miss, because you literally can't, because you're like stuck on the target. It's like, have you heard about aimbot yet, where you lock onto the target? That's literally what it is. It's soft aim. No one can even say anything about it. You can bind certain keys to make it easier, etc. Yeah, so can you. Doesn't the best players that use controllers use like paddles? Isn't that the case? The bad mouse and keyboard players play with standard settings. It's like, there's a reason they're 0.5. All controllers have aim assist to make up for the disadvantage they already have. Yeah, they don't really have a disadvantage nowadays. They used to do back when everyone who played were stuck on 30 FPS and the game didn't scale your aim assist up. I come from controller to mouse and keyboard. It did take some time to get used to it, but once I got used to it, it's way easier and can do things I couldn't on controller. Okay. I kind of think the same, but it's not like that. Once I moved from controller to mouse and keyboard, I cannot anymore do the things I used to do on controller that I could do on controller. And the difference between my Fortnite building skills and my fucking mouse and keyboard building skills, I was a lot better on it on controller. And personally, I'm gonna say this right now, controllers don't have a disadvantage in button layout, movement. Not really at all in Destiny, because the best players in the game will still move like they're a mouse and keyboard player, and people are gonna be like, yeah, that guy's crazy. And then you realize they're controller players. I'm gonna say this, 2 players you should search up. One is mouse and keyboard and one is controller. Search up Timpa, search up Stars. I'm gonna be honest with you, aim-wise, one of them is crazy with it, the other one is crazy with it. They're just both crazy players. Just look them up. I'll link their things in the description. The fact that apparently streamers are switching over to console shows what type of player they are. They would rather dominate on another platform because it's easier instead of playing some competition. MK players gotta be bitches in the community over there. I mean, so I get why the people are doing this. So you know what, you're doing carries every week, because your name is I'm Stuck Step Bro, and you probably don't do that. So like, there's a funny thing where they like help people go flawless, and a lot of those people are console players, so it wouldn't really change anything if they were on console. It would just make it a lot easier because everyone is forced in the same input, and there's a lot more players, like 3 times the amount of players. Okay, I'm enough for that guy. He is literally just like a 0.6. I should stop doing that. It's not cool calling people out for like KDs. As a controller player, I understand why MK players think controller is broken. See, I don't think they're broken. I know they're broken because I played on controllers for, let me count, 6-7 years, and I've been on mouse and keyboard for like 4 or 5 years now. So I have experience with controllers. It's just nowadays games just have a crazy aim assist, stickiness, on controllers. Because it scales with aim assist, like I've said 10 times before. If controller is so much better than M and K, why are streamers switching to console lobbies where everyone is forced to use controller? Because there's a lot more players. I explained this in the comment sections. It's literally more players, easier lobbies. That's the simplest way of saying it. Some guy said, do you own an aimbot? No, then don't PvP. That's epic. Great to know what your mindset's like. Great to know that if you don't have aimbot, then don't play PvP. One aimbot aim assist in 2023, just poor and embarrassing. That guy is definitely a controller. Okay, I don't have a problem with you thinking that this is annoying, watching a video of me talking about annoying controller things and that they're better. And you don't want to accept that fact, right? I just wanted you to know the way I'm talking is made to aggravate you. When I'm pausing, I'm doing it on purpose. Because it's, you know, it's kind of funny. But I think everyone's allowed to have their opinion. But coping is a different thing. I'm not really coping. I'm just stating out facts I've noticed over the years by playing. I don't have a problem with controller players. If I want to play against controller players, I would play against controller players. And it's annoying losing to an input that's just simply better. But I can live with it. Just because I'm saying controller is better doesn't mean, you know, I gotta cope. The people who are coping is the people who are saying crying or his aim assist is wild. Because simply skill issue. Anyway, I love all of you, man. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.